Manchester United fans, I told you all before this match kicked off, we can beat Crystal Palace if we fight, and if we take advantage of their tired legs from the Conference League game. Many of you doubted it, many of you weren't sure, but look at what happened today. We didn't just beat Palace, we shattered history. We walked into Selhurst Park and ended their incredible 12-game unbeaten run there. We broke our own painful streak of 4 matches against them without scoring a single goal, and today we scored 2. We ended a 5-year drought of not beating Palace, and we did it right in their house, the same way they did it to us last season. This was revenge from heaven, and it came through a beautiful, hard-earned comeback. And remember what I said earlier, if Palace beat us, it would mean they understand this formation better than we do, and that their manager has communicated it to them in a stronger way. But that was not the case today. The players proved they understand this setup, but their problem is sometimes they just don't fight. In the first half, we didn't fight enough, and we paid for it by conceding. But in that second half, everything changed. We fought harder, we pushed more, and we finally took full advantage of their tired legs, and the entire game flipped. At long last, after 3 matches without a win, we finally got a victory. And not just that, we avoided a back-to-back loss, which would have been extremely destructive for confidence and momentum. Today, we stood up when it mattered. So stay with me, because I want to break everything down for you, from the first half to the final whistle. Please stay right here as I unfold the full analysis of this match. And before we dive in, kindly give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for the best Manchester United football talk. Now, let's get straight into it. Before we even start this analysis, let's give honour to whom honour is truly due. Luke Shaw. Today marked his 300th appearance for Manchester United, and what a performance he delivered. In a first half where we were struggling, where Palace were on top of us, Shaw was the one giving us hope. He made tackle after tackle, interventions that literally kept us alive in the game. Without those moments from him, Palace could have easily finished us off before half-time. This man has been doing his job for us quietly, consistently, and with real quality. And the truth is, he hasn't been getting enough recognition for it, not just for today's match, but for everything he has been doing for this team over time. Shaw stepped up once again, on a special day for him, and he reminded everyone why he is such an important player for Manchester United. So let's get into the game. It wasn't a good start for Manchester United at all. Crystal Palace came in with a clear plan: sit back, stay compact, wait for the counter, and punish any mistake we made. United tried to start on the front foot by keeping possession and pressing Palace high, but Palace were not interested in slow football. They played with almost no midfield possession, everything was direct. Anytime they touched the ball, it was immediately forward. They kept firing those through balls, using Mateta and Sarr's movement, while their wing-backs stretched us wide and made it difficult for our shape to settle. Breaking them down on the wings was almost impossible. Their wing-backs, their left-sided centre-backs, and even their midfielders crowded those areas every single time. They choked the space so well that Ahmad and Mbeumo were constantly outnumbered, with no room to turn or drive forward. Palace just kept launching counter after counter. In the early stages of the game, they created multiple clear chances because they were clearly hunting for an early goal, the first goal of the game. They were winning the midfield battles that triggered those counters. The tempo of the match was extremely demanding, and it exposed us. The game was moving so fast that Casemiro looked like the weak link in midfield, even when we had possession. Whenever Palace pressed him, he lost the ball quickly. And it wasn't just Casemiro, even Bruno was being outpaced and muscled off the ball. Every time we lost possession in midfield, it immediately turned into a dangerous counter-attack. Palace focused their press right in the midfield zone to capitalize on our mistakes and break with speed, and their plan was working perfectly. The more we tried to get control of the game, the more they pressed us, the more we lost the ball in the middle, and the more they countered us. It was the same cycle over and over again, and we were struggling to cope with it. Mateta was the real tool Palace used against us. Everything they did in attack flowed through him. Palace kept playing long balls straight to Mateta, and he kept holding up the play perfectly, using his strength to shield the ball and bring others into the game. From there, he laid passes off to their wing-backs and their number 10s, and that kept dragging our shape out of position. We didn't have that same outlet. Zirkzee was struggling to hold up the ball, struggling to win duels, and struggling to bring the team up the pitch. It made the entire game even more difficult for us because whenever we tried to build, we lost the ball quickly, but whenever Palace played long, Mateta made something happen. I said it before the match, they were going to rely on through balls, long balls to Mateta, and fast counter-attacks. And that is exactly what they did. Every attack followed that same pattern: long ball to Mateta, hold-up play, release to the wings or their number 10s, and then a quick counter aimed straight at our back line. They executed it perfectly, and we felt the pressure from it all through the first half. We had absolutely zero attacking threat in the first half. Palace completely neutralized our wings, and because of that, we had no passing options at all. Every time we tried to build something, the only thing we could do was pass the ball backwards. There was no connection from the wings to the attack, and the midfield wasn't helping matters either. We couldn't string anything together in the final third. Every attempt at combination play broke down instantly. There were so many wrong decisions, so many slow attacking movements, and too many weak passes. Everything in that attack was going wrong for us. There was no presence in the box, and Zirkzee as the number 9 was almost invisible in the first half. He was completely silenced. Our wingers couldn't beat their defenders or their wingbacks, and the midfield struggled to complete passes or carry the ball forward. Honestly, if not for Shaw and Lamans, especially Luke Shaw, we would have gone into half-time 3 or 4 goals down. They kept us alive in a half where nothing else worked. Euro was having a really bad game, and it became even more obvious when he caused the penalty. He just hasn't been himself lately. I even mentioned it during our pre-match show. His performances haven't looked the same for a while now, but I honestly thought he would step up in this game. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Crystal Palace finally took the lead from that penalty, and again, it was Lainery Euro who gave it away. This is now the second game in a row where we've conceded first, after going on a run of 5 straight matches where we scored the opener. And I think with time, we might seriously have to consider going back to Mazaroui as the right central back. The only issue is his fitness. He hasn't shown enough fitness level recently. If he was fully fit, I would even play him as the right central back without hesitation. But right now, it's looking like Euro is going through a really tough period. I've mentioned this before, even after our game against Everton, something just isn't clicking for him at the moment. Then came the second half. The second half started much better than the first. At least this time, our wingbacks were able to connect effectively with the 2 number 10s, especially Ahmad and Mbeumo, who have been our most creative wings so far this season. That connection immediately added more energy and threat to our attack, and you could see the difference it made compared to the first half. And then, just when it felt like we were slowly gaining control, Zirkzee, who had been struggling and having a really tough first half, stepped up and scored an incredible goal to bring Manchester United right back into the game. In the second half, he looked a completely different player. He started holding up the ball better, linking play more efficiently with his teammates, and creating more opportunities than he did in the first half. This showed just how important game time is for him. Zirkzee is naturally a very good player, but because he's been match rusty, we can't expect him to perform at 100% immediately. Despite that, one thing about him is undeniable: he's always running, pressing, marking, and trying. His work rate and attitude are excellent, and the more minutes he gets on the pitch, the better he will become. This goal was proof of that, and it gave the team the momentum they desperately needed to push forward and fight for the win. In the second half, Zirkzee and the rest of the players started winning more duels, and that immediately helped us push further up the field. We were able to dominate more spaces, create better passing opportunities, and generate more chances as the game progressed. Set pieces became a major weapon for us, and it showed. We managed to score not just 1, but 2 set-piece goals in the second half. That's right, 2 goals from set pieces, and both were crucial in turning the game around. And then there's Mason Mount. I've always said he should be a constant starter for us, and today he proved exactly why. The influence he brings to the team is enormous, and sometimes it's subtle, but today it was crystal clear. His vision, his positioning, and his creativity opened up opportunities. And the cherry on top? That incredible free-kick goal to give us the lead. Absolutely world-class. Mason Mount showed us exactly what he brings to this Manchester United team, and it was one of those moments that reminded everyone why he's so important to this squad. Remember, we haven't lost a game that Mason Mount started after the Arsenal game. After taking the lead, Manchester United shifted intelligently into a compact midfield block. We weren't pressing aggressively anymore. Instead, we stayed organised, tight, and ready to capitalise on every mistake from Crystal Palace. It was poetic justice in a way. The same tactic they used to pressure us in the first half, we now turned back on them. That's the hallmark of Manchester United, learning from adversity and using it to your advantage. The second half quickly transformed into a true tactical battle, a clash of formations, brains, and execution. Every ball became important, every duel mattered, and both teams were playing end-to-end football with direct balls flying into dangerous areas. Palace tried to test our defense, but we were ready, disciplined, and patient. It wasn't just about scoring goals, it was about showing composure, controlling the tempo, and making strategic choices that allowed us to dominate the game when it mattered most. This was Manchester United at its resilient best, turning pressure into opportunity and proving that when we fight together, we can overcome any challenge. Mazaroui coming on as the right central back in the second half was an absolute masterstroke from Amorim. He replaced Euro and immediately brought the balance and energy that we had been missing in the first half. What Mazaroui offered was gold, that extra attacking option from the right side, linking up play, driving forward, and giving the team that spark we desperately needed, just like Shaw provides on the left. Euro, unfortunately, hasn't been able to progress the play as effectively in recent games, and it showed in the first half, but Mazaroui changed the dynamics instantly. His presence allowed us to push higher, connect better with the midfield and wingbacks, and finally create real attacking threats. That substitution was not just tactical, it was the turning point that helped us dominate the second half and ultimately take control of the game. Manchester United fans, what a statement we just made! This was more than just a win, this was a reminder of what this club truly represents: fight, resilience, and never giving up until the final whistle. We came into Selhurst Park with doubters, with people questioning whether we could break Palace's unbeaten run, whether we could finally end our 5-year drought against them, and we did it in style. We scored twice, came from behind, and showed the world that Manchester United never stops fighting, no matter how difficult the challenge. This victory is a proof that when the players fight together, when the tactics are executed correctly, and when we take our chances ruthlessly, there's no team in this league that can intimidate us. The second half showed exactly what this team is capable of: wingbacks linking perfectly with the creative midfielders, forwards making intelligent runs, and the entire team pressing, defending, and attacking as one unit. Every tackle, every duel, every run mattered, and it all contributed to this beautiful comeback. But let's not stop here. This game is a message for the players and the fans. The Premier League is relentless, and every match is a test. Today we passed it, but we must carry this mentality forward. We have to keep fighting for every ball, keep pressing with intensity, take our chances, and remain disciplined in defense. This is the Manchester United way: never backing down, always adapting, always striving for excellence. To the fans, thank you for staying with the team through the tough times and for believing that we could turn things around. This win is for you as much as it is for the players. The hunger, the fight, and the spirit we showed today, that's what makes Manchester United great. Let's carry this momentum into the next games, let's show the league that we are a force to be reckoned with, and let's remind everyone why we are Manchester United. Stay passionate, stay loud, and never stop believing.